Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Soap Thing Project, and thank you for joining me today. On this video, we're going to do a Zingari Man soap. It's been a while since I've done one of those. This one is The Merchant. And the scent on this is kind of a warm, spicy sort of thing. Wonderful scent. Really, really well executed. We'll talk about it more during the shave, but Zingari Man The Merchant, a sample like that goes for about $3.40 over at Maggard. For the ingredients, we have a fully loaded tallow soap base, glycerin, beef tallow, shea butter, castor oil, palm oil, jojoba oil, oat bran oil, shea butter, olive oil, coconut oil, goat milk, and coconut milk. So all sorts of stuff in the Zingari Man tallow soap base. I'm pretty sure they have a vegan soap base too, but this one's a tallow base. That's the soap. For the aftershave, we are well underway into the fall season here in the Soap Thing Project, so I think it's time to shake up the standby aftershave and move on to something else. What I think I'm going to use for a while is from Historic Brands out of Canada. This one is, what the hell is it? Black Cherry Bourbon. It's not the most in-your-face kind of scent. It's kind of subdued, but it's a really well blended, and it smells great. I gotta tell you, it's not overbearing on the cherry or the bourbon. It's really well executed, kind of riding that fine line. So we're gonna use that for the next who knows how many shaves until I decide to move on to something else. Now for the razor. We've seen it over and over and over again. It's the Wet Shaving Club Merica razor. We're gonna keep on using it until I move on to something else. This is 316 stainless steel, USA made by Yates Precision. I'm actually still waiting on my Yates titanium made-to-order razor. That got delayed like crazy. Kind of frustrating, but hey, what are you going to do? In the meantime, we're going to use the Wet Shaving Club Merica razor. And where is the blade bag? Well, crap. Stand by. Well, that took longer to find than it should have, but here it is right here, the Maxpedition blade bag. It was sitting right out in the open on top of the toilet tank, and I couldn't find it to save my ass. Okay, let's shake up the blade bag and see what we get out of it. Shake it up and pick a blade. Jumble it all around. What about this one? Let's pick this one. What is this one? And it looks like we have a Rapira Swedish Super Steel. That should be fairly pleasant. It's not the sharpest thing in the world, but it's very smooth, so it's definitely good if you are in need of a mild shave. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. And the brush is going to be this 24mm Maggard Premium Boar on an Eric Sorrentino, Pepsi Blue, and kind of a fizzy, semi-translucent handle. Isn't that cool? Love this brush. He did a great job on that. And this boar knot needs some more breaking in anyway, so you might see me use this pretty repetitively for a while. But that's the brush. Let's do this thing. didn't really go according to plan, but I was able to eventually get something out of it. And that was a lot more soap than I normally use, like a lot more. I've had that problem with Zingari Man soaps more often than you might think. Probably a little less than half the time when I make a lather with a Zingari soap, it just disappears. And that's after using a lot of soap. So it's, in my experience, not the most fuel efficient thing in the world. But it could also be operator error, so do keep that in mind. Okay, but we have it lathered up into something perfectly usable right here out of the Hendrix Classics & Company stainless steel bowl. So let's set it down for a minute and wet the face. And there is 2 days growth today. Something I need to talk to everybody about. I am burning through samples a little too fast. So I'm going to have to, for the foreseeable future, well, starting in November, you're only going to see usually one video per week. It'll be on a Saturday morning, and then on the occasionally when I do a second video, it'll end up on a Wednesday afternoon, like what you're used to. But I don't want to run out of samples before I go back to the States. So I'm going to tone down the frequency of the videos. I wonder if it's the knot that's doing it, because this is really not the kind of lather I'm used to. I think I might have just overwatered it, and there was a bit too much water in the brush to begin with. Because once you get further down in the knot, it pretty much wants to just eat everything you throw at it. Huh. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is not the most pleasant experience, but whatever. We're gonna press. Smells good, that's for sure. Scent strength is a perfectly average 3 out of 5 on the sniffometer. Okay. Now, we have the Wet Shaving Club Merica razor with a Rapira Swedish Super Steel in it. So let's do the shave. Blooped. Okay. Very nice. Very nice razor and blade combination this time. Like I said, these aren't the sharpest thing ever, but they're very smooth. I do have a nice, slick, very slick and usable lather. In spite of the struggle being real with this one. Okay, let's talk about the scent. So for the scent of Zingari Man the Merchant, we have clove, cardamom, pink pepper, frankincense, honey, hay, jasmine, vanilla, amber, patchouli, ambroxan, and woods. One of the things that stands out to me as kind of odd is that both amber and ambroxan are in there. Well, ambroxan is a synthetic amber, so I don't get what that's all about, but okay. Yeah, I think I've resigned myself to the fact that it's probably smarter to make a lather with Zingari Man soaps using a synthetic brush, at least for my shaving habits, because I can't say always, but about half the time I ruin the lather just overhydrating it. Plus, Zingari Man isn't super high structure to begin with. It's kind of more of a Elmer's glue kind of consistency than, yeah, look at that. It's more of an Elmer's glue kind of consistency than whipped cream, even when things are going well. And I don't, like in the sink, I just have, like I just squeezed out a bunch of brown water out of it, and so it just ate the lather and just completely destroyed it. So, now thankfully, the Zingari Man tallow soap base is so damn good that I can get away with this crap, which is my fault, and it's still going to give me a great shave because their soap base is that good. So, let's move on to the second pass. Okay. And that's honestly why you don't see Zingari Man on the Soap Thing project that often. Is because I just suck at lathering it. I always have. I always hate getting up underneath my nose. It's kind of the benefits of having a mustache. Okay, before I finish this up, let's talk about what this actually smells like. So, it says on the label, amber, vanilla, and spices, just to kind of narrow it down for you, make it easy. In my opinion, that's kind of bass-ackwards. It's spicy first. It's got these really nice, warm, exotic spices. And then I'm getting this vanilla, and then amber is kind of creeping in behind everything else. It's a very good scent. It's very warm. Not too sweet, not too spicy. It is a spicy sort of affair, but not overbearingly so. It's really well blended. But you gotta really like woody, spicy soaps for this to really resonate with you. Let me see what I can get out of this. It's starting to dissipate because there's not really much left in it. I crapped the bed with this, didn't I? Yeah, you probably won't see me using Zingari Man again for a while. Not because there's anything wrong with the soap, but just because the soap is made in a way, the soap base behaves in such a way that doesn't agree with my lathering habits and lathering preferences. So I just won't use it that often. It's not worth changing up my style of making a lather to suit one soap brand. It's just not something I'm gonna do. So I'll do the occasional sample, but I think that's about where it's gonna stop. Okay, let's have a rinse. Definitely gonna have to wash my shirt after this because of all this thick vanilla colored brown liquid getting all over it. Okay. I mean, I don't see any nicks or cuts or weepers, do you? I mean, the soap is that good, like I said. It's just, I tend not to be able to make a lather with it in a way that I'm satisfied with. I really, the stars kind of have to align, and I just have to really be having a good day. Okay. Let's talk about, let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about the Shave Nation alum block while we use it. The Shave Nation alum block that I broke from dropping on the floor the day I got here. I got two of them. One's still in great shape, and this is the one that took a tumble. That's surprising. Wow. How I made it through that mess and had no feedback at all. That's impressive. Okay, let's do the aftershave. Okay, time for the Historic Brands Cerf Rouge, I think is how you pronounce that. Black cherry bourbon. Let's do a few pumps. 2.5 ought to be good. A little bit of this goes a long way. Oh, wonderful scent. It's a very natural cherry smell. It's not a candied cherry. And then it has this really kind of middle of the road booziness from the bourbon. It's really well executed. It's quite surprising how good that was. If I could have got the aftershave splash, I would have. But sadly, depending on who the retailer is, I'm usually stuck with aftershave balms given my geography. But yeah, definitely recommend Historic Brands if you're looking for a really high quality aftershave balm or probably a splash. As soon as I can get my hands on one, I'm definitely going to. Wonderful scent. Now, my final thoughts on Zingari Man the Merchant. Is this good enough for me to buy a full-size tub? Unfortunately, no. And for a couple reasons. One is, like I said, I tend to suck at lathering Zingari Man soaps to begin with. That's just a problem with how I do it. But also, when you've reached the phase of this hobby that I've arrived at a certain point you have to just start saying no to things. Even if they're good, even if they're great. At a certain point you have to just say, no, I need to either stop or send some other stuff out the door because this is getting out of control. And I've been kind of in that spot for a while where it's one of those kind of things where it's an amazing scent. Well done, Zingari Man. It's good. It's really good. But like I said, at a certain point you have to just cut yourself off. So that's the reason why I wouldn't be buying this. But in my opinion, it is absolutely good to go. If you can figure out how to lather it, most people can. I'm one of those guys that can't. Anyway, that'll be the video for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it, hopefully better than I just did. Thanks for watching.